everybody. Welcome to the 12th podcast iteration for Real Estate for Introverts. My name is Marissa Lindsay, and I'm an introvert.
What's up, everybody? My name is Dubs. I am also an introvert. Stop.
Collaborate.
Listen.
Today is about collaboration and the importance of collaboration in our real estate business.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, I feel like if you treat other realtors, if you are value-based, if you treat other realtors the way that you treat your clients, leading with value, like it only makes our entire industry better.
Yep.
And I feel like that's been kind of our mission the last several months.
I would agree. And despite the cheesiness of our intro, this is really a deliverable value that you guys are gonna find and share that's non-intuitive, especially in such a competitive space as real estate. And I feel like it is really at the heart of our movement here, or more your movement, but what our mission is here, trying to get this out. So,
Revolution.
A revolution.
Revolution.
A
An introvert
revolution.
revolution.
That's right.
So back in August, I started the group Real Estate for Introverts on Facebook. And the purpose behind the group was not to start a movement or a revolution. The purpose of the group is I was getting so many messages about what it is that I did in order to create my business. And I did not have time to answer all of these messages that I would get.
Yep.
I would get them constantly, and I felt so bad that I wasn't able to answer everybody. Then I'm like, if I just created a group where if somebody has a question, they can join the group, I'll just direct them to the group, and then I can answer people, and then other people will see me answering it, and it'll be helpful for them.
Increasing your footprint.
Yeah.
Your reach.
But I did, exactly. I was doing it more because I was not being lazy. I just didn't have the time or capacity to respond to each person individually. So created this group back in August. So it's been 9 months. Am I doing the math right?
Don't ask me the
I
math.
have no idea. Something like that. Conan's doing the math. Is it 9 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
9 months. This is Conan, everybody.
Shout out.
He helps us with math here and videoing these for you special people. Yeah. So anyway, it's been 9 months. We have, we grow by 200 members a week, I would say at this point, and it's really turned into something special because I went from answering people's questions and kind of providing value here and there about social media groups to now we have Mastermind Monday, which is done every Monday. We get everybody together and really just, I'll take a question from the group and I'll answer it on the mastermind. Because usually one person's question is a question that a lot of people have.
Yep.
And so we get people together that way and pour into them. And then through those masterminds, we also learn things too. It's not like it's just a one-way relationship. We're all talking and collaborating together. And then we've also created courses.
Yep.
Crazy. So we put our agents through one, and now we've created a 10-day challenge for social media groups that's going to be released next week, I think. But we worked
by the time this is out, it should be already released.
Come and see us on Real Estate for Introverts group so that you can get the link to sign up.
Wow.
It's going to be awesome. But it's I know that the hardest part for so many people, which is what I'm learning, the more people that we're talking to, the more that we're learning about things that hold people back.
Yep.
And what I've learned is that, and it's the same thing with me too, because when I'm doing something that's really, really scary, I kind of take these big pauses and I make excuses on why I shouldn't do them, right? But people who are afraid to jump in and create these social media groups in their communities, they really are getting in the weeds and really overthinking it.
Oh my gosh.
And so, but if you have a 10-day challenge and I'm giving you step-by-step instructions every single day, I think that would help people.
Yeah, well, what I see with myself and other introverts in general, and I'm sure you see this, is one, definitely overthinking, and two, there's a thoughtfulness about people before they want to take action, especially with the introverted crew. Oh my gosh, you made a post welcoming people the other day.
Yeah, I did.
It was so funny. Do you want to share that guy's comment? Do you remember it? Do you know what I'm talking
one?
About? So you posted,
about him saying he's an introvert, so he's already like coming out of his box or whatever by commenting. And I'm like, this group is already helping you. This is amazing.
And then somebody else was like, oh my God, I read your comment and had already read this post 3 times and then didn't want to comment. It's all our people. I'm like, those are our people.
That's our people. Like,
that's right.
Welcome.
And so with thoughtful people, I know I do this. It's like, well, I got to get the perfect process. I got to know exactly what step. Like, I want to be careful. I want to put good into the world. And so what this course does and what we really tried to do here is be like, here's your next step. Let's conquer it. Here's your next step. Let's conquer it. So that by the end of those 10 days, you can look back and have the confidence of like, oh, I have done this and created something cool.
Yeah.
Like we're removing those barriers to get you started.
Exactly. So the group has taken us to a course,
Yep.
masterminds, and we're even now hosting masterminds in my living room
Yep.
for like agents that are here in the Springs. We had
Yep.
so many people at the last
so
one
cool, yeah.
that we ran out of sitting space. People were having to sit at my island and sit around the island. And what was it about? It was about having buyer conversations, I think.
Yeah.
And then we're doing another one on this Friday about social media. But like, these are people within our market that are seen as our competitors.
Exactly.
But the way that I see it, no. Like, they are not our competitors. There is more than enough business to go around if you're doing it the right way.
That's right.
And I feel like we are doing it the right way.
Yep.
And I feel like if other agents in our industry also did it the right way, that it would really create a movement of like maybe even a new way of seeing people in sales.
Wow.
Because right now I don't think that there's like a great bunch of words that follow people
Real
in
estate
sales.
agent.
Yeah, real estate agent.
You're like sales, real estate-y. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, right?
Kind of almost, you're like, it's like, I'm a real estate agent. Sorry, I'm not that kind of real estate agent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, it would be great if people were like, oh my gosh, you're a real estate agent.
Right.
And it meant something like, it means you're value driven.
Yeah.
It means that you want to help people. It means that you are transparent.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike is also starting, so my husband's a lender. He's starting a transparency movement.
Nice.
Where he's going to bring on other lenders and they have to sign a transparency pledge if they want to work with
cool.
him and his clients.
That's cool.
Saying that they have to be upfront and honest about like their rates and everything else, and you can't hide behind it until people go under contract, which is usually what we see. Like starting this movement of being running our business not to better ourselves and to make us more money, but to inform the client to make an informed decision that they feel really good about.
Yeah. And this is why I joined your team in the first place, and then why I agreed to come aboard on this project specifically. Because, you know, as an agent, you were protective of your clients. You were willing to serve your clients. And when so my past was in the coaching world. And in that world, unfortunately, you see coaches in these positions of power who will use kids and throw them out when they no longer serve their ego. It's like when they're good, you know, it's great. We're all yucking it up. And you have this ideal of what a coach should be. But unfortunately, so many of those coaches don't actually serve those kids. And in the same way, I feel like in the real estate world, unfortunately, because when your check depends upon a family, all of a sudden that family stops being real people and they just become a number.
Exactly.
And so what I saw in Marissa is that didn't happen. Like in my own real estate closing, something happened with the lending. We had to switch loan types, all this. And she, that day, said, okay, basically cut your commission in more than half, thousands and thousands of dollars. And I just remember that meant so much to me. Like I mattered more than that money she was making off my deal. And so I remember that. And now as we're moving into real estate for introverts, she's taking this movement which empowers people who have that same client-driven vision to provide that real value and give it out, provide ways to teach people how to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, here's an example. So I usually don't take on clients anymore. Like I serve my agents. I don't serve clients. I took on a client so that I could have this buyer mastermind and speak on something recent. And so I went through the interview process with these buyers and have taken them on. And as I'm working with them, I'm sending the team videos of what I'm doing too, just to keep them abreast of what it looks like when I am working with a buyer.
Yep.
So let me give you a little story. So we are supposed to sign for a new build today.
Okay.
So today we're going to go and talk to them and negotiate all of the numbers and figures. But yesterday they reached out to me and they're like, hey, we want to see these 2 houses. And I'm like, great, I have an hour and a half between this meeting and this meeting. We can absolutely see those 2 houses. And so we saw the first one, did not work, great piece of property, but the house inside is just, the flow wasn't there. It wasn't what they were looking for.
Okay.
So in and out. We get to the second house, and the second house was right off of Struthers Road. So Struthers is kind of the major road that takes you from Colorado Springs into Monument. That's the town that's just directly north of Colorado Springs.
Okay.
And so this house sits on the corner of Struthers and then the road that it was on that takes you into the community. So we're talking about this house sitting 15 feet from this main road, which is a 4-lane road. And so we're going through the house. The house was perfect for them. They loved it. And so they're telling me about how much they love it. And I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but like there's road noise happening right outside this house. Like, how much do you love it? Do you love it that much?
Right.
Like, let's pretend like you're sitting in the office and open up the windows, because you're gonna wanna open the windows of your house.
Okay.
So I had them sit in the office, opened up all the windows. And they're like, okay, this is fine. I'm like, okay, now let's go down to the living room, pretend like you're watching TV, and let's open the windows, because you're gonna wanna open the windows.
In Colorado Springs,
And so we
for
just
sure.
sat there. We were in this house for an hour and a half. I had to move my 4 p.m. with Jack to way later because I'm like, no, you need to make an informed decision. I know how these people think, and they were initially drawn to the house because of the way that it was laid out, but I needed to make sure that they were also okay with the road noise outside. Eventually, they decided that they did want to offer on the house, and then they decided against it because the driveway was too steep. See? But I mean, it was a north-facing driveway, so it will get icy, so I could absolutely see the problem there. But I stayed in that house as long as it took them to figure that out for themselves. And that is what that is what it's like to be an agent who is there to serve and not earn just a paycheck.
Right.
It would have been very easy for me to be like, gotta go to my 4 p.m. So sorry. Like, you have to make a decision about this $800,000 investment in 15 minutes.
Yeah. Or even to be like, okay, y'all want to offer on this house? No problem. Like, it's so easy. Like, I would imagine, like, to one, not even think about those sorts of things. But then two, to think, okay, let's take the time, your time, push it back to make sure they're going to be happy with this one.
Yeah.
We had another agent on our team. I won't name names, but they were also shopping like $1 million listings. And the clients were like, wow, this house is great. You know, we're okay with like the $1.3 million price tag, blah, 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 blah. But the agent was like, hey guys, look, it's not worth that. Like, don't offer on this house at that amount of money. And like, just the humility to say like, it's probably, you know, maybe worth around $900K, which these are crazy numbers, but you think about the $400,000 difference, like that is literally lowering your paycheck for the interest of those clients.
Yes.
And it's like,
is this a Sunny story?
It's a Sunny story. Sunny's off camera right now. So, and we just had her on last podcast. She literally talked them out of the house because it was a bad deal. Sunny, run back over here and wave. She's over here.
That's exactly what we're talking about, though, right?
It is, yes, I did, because this house was not worth it. And I asked the agent to send me the comps, and he sent me, you know what he sent me?
What?
Brand new builds that were 1.3 million. And
No, sir.
absolutely over the top, gorgeous, step-in ready homes at 1.3 million. This house needed a complete overhaul, had an unfinished basement. I mean, and I told them, no, this is, I mean,
Yeah.
I will if you want me to. This is your purchase, 100%. But
No.
not at that price point.
Yeah, no.
So
And that's just one example, y'all. Like she did yeah, get out of here so we can talk about you some more. And y'all may think, oh, that's a big paycheck. She's getting a payday anyway. Look, she did the same thing where she made like $200 on a deal because she didn't want her sellers to come to the table with money. Marissa did the same thing the other day. I think she actually paid the clients a little bit of money to help them close.
$2,500.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's literally the hearts of agents really looking to serve even at their own, detriment, your own financial loss. And that is why I'm on board, because y'all really care about your clients. You really care about the families that you are interacting with.
Exactly. And so I know that we come on here because this podcast is about introverts and creating business on social media, but it's so much more than that. Like, you can't just create a group. You have to create a group and then pour in with value. And then once you have those clients, you pour in with more value. What can, like, always be thinking, what can I do to make this experience better for them? Because it is an experience.
Yeah.
And
oh my gosh.
it goes back to that story brand book that I read like a month ago, where you are creating a story for them. And, the beginning, middle, and ending look very, very specific. You have a problem that you're trying to, you meet the people, right? And then you have a problem that you're trying to solve. And then at the end, the client is the hero. Like, how that plays out will not only give them the best real estate experience of their life, but it turns into, like, it multiplies your business because they don't forget that.
Right.
And it creates these super fans out of your clients, and they will tell any and everybody about you. Now, the client where I just sold her house, and I paid her money to do it because I don't want her to bring money to the table. Like, she had done sell by, so that was her third transaction that she had done with the team. I've already referred her to an agent in Arizona. She has become a dear friend of not just me, but of the team. And she helps out the team whenever
Very
she
cool
can
person.
too.
She's very cool.
She's fantastic. And so, I paid money to sell her house. I'm happy to do it. I am grateful that I'm in a position where, like, thank God she wasn't working with another realtor.
Right.
Right. Like, that's what I say. Like, she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that you had to do this. And I'm like, no, just thank God you're not working with somebody else, because no one else would ever be okay with this. Even the guy on the buy side was like arguing over his commission. And like, didn't even want to submit an offer because he wasn't earning a full 3%. And I'm like, listen, buddy, you're the only one getting paid on this. I'm bringing money to the table for these people. Like, you can't do this for your clients that are coming in from out of state. Actually, they're coming in from another country. They're coming in from Europe.
Wow.
So do you think that his clients are going to use
Listen,
him again?
buddy.
Maybe not. But April is a super fan of myself and this team. And she will forever talk to people about, how she was treated, and that it was always about her best interests, not mine. And it goes back to even the people from last night that I was showing the house to. They're like, I'm so sorry. And she kept saying, Brian, we need to hurry up and go. Marissa has an appointment. And I'm like, y'all stay here as long as you need. I will push back my appointment. I'm not buying the house. You are buying the house.
She was avoiding the appointment. No,
I was not.
I'm kidding.
I had a great appointment with Jack and his daughter. It was so cute.
Yeah.
Like, all that to say, it's not about you. It's about the client experience and staying focused on that. And it ties back into the collaboration piece. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, okay, so like, I'm a fan, obviously. How do you get other real estate agents attracted? How do you get them to buy into, hey, this is how we create a real experience with it? Do you show them people's success? Is it your success that draws them in? Is it like people who are like, oh, I really want to help? What invites that collaboration, and how do you connect with real agents?
So I do think it's like the success of the team.
I think so.
Because they see people joining my team and going from a very small amount of deals to a lot of deals.
Yep, there you go.
And so they want to know what the
go.
secret sauce is.
Yep,
And
that's a
what
good way
we're
to put it.
doing to create this success within our team.
Right.
And I feel like it's that success that brings them in, and also we're not doing anything like anybody else in the industry, at least as far as Colorado Springs goes, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even people, if they are doing what we're doing, they're holding it very close to their chest and they're not wanting to tell anybody about it. Whereas I've always been an open book and love sharing what's made me successful, because I would never want anybody to feel how I felt when I started in the industry, which was very alone and kind of just paving my own way.
Yeah.
And I want other people to feel supported and helped. So I think that we've just kind of created, and then the people that we have on our team, like that collaboration mindset has poured into the agents on the team too. And the giving mindset, client first mindset. And it's how our team now runs.
Yeah.
And I think people can feel that.
Yeah.
And they want to be a part of it, or at least see what we're doing.
I think so too. And I'll just say, from like a slightly outside perspective of just watching you over the past few years, you've done well with the client interactions, but it's as you've learned to teach that within the team. It's like you started a team. Now it's like, how do I expand that out? How do I collaborate with these other agents within the team? And then that took a while to kind of get sorted out, to get that process down, to get it really clear. Now that's rocking and rolling. And immediately you're taking another step to say, okay, we've got the team kind of nailed down and clarified. Let me share this outside the team. So I feel like as you're clarifying those processes that are in your head that you do, and as you're learning and growing, like you're expanding to your potential. And so, I've seen that evolution naturally progress over the past few years. And it's exciting, and I'm excited to see it spread to other agents and other people, because I just want good experiences from people, and I want people with, good hearts and good intentions to be empowered and be like, yes, that's what I want. But like, it would be ridiculous to say, I don't want to make any money doing this. Nobody wants you to go in the poorhouse being a real estate agent. But if you look at what the heart of business is, it's providing value first and then being compensated for that value. And I know a lot of people, the hot topic is the commissions. But if you do business like this, the way, creating the story, taking care of your clients, commissions is not going to be a problem.
No, it's not.
No.
I firmly believe that.
And that's because you've created it's not about the money here. It is about like creating this experience, and I'm excited for that to happen.
Yeah.
And it works, people. It works. The numbers don't lie. Even in the coaching world, you can have the best intentions, but if you don't win, nobody cares what you're doing. Nobody cares. Maybe the kids care or the families care when you're changing their lives and coaching character first or whatever. But unless you're winning, none of the other coaches care. So once you start winning, then the other coaches will buy into the actual good that you're doing. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening here. Your success first, which then spread to the team, and now the team's repeated success is making other agents say, okay, there's something really there. And so I just love the fact that it's good that you're spreading.
Yeah.
Like actual value towards clients and their families, and that's what leads to success.
I agree. And the great thing is that because we're not money focused, so what I have a problem with, because I do see a lot of these real estate coaches like popping up all over the place, and they are charging exorbitant amount of fees.
Oh my gosh.
For the thing is that it's not even tangible. It's not something tangible that you can just go out and do. It's like, get up and work. And like, I'm going to give you motivation. Like, okay, great. Like I can listen to an Audible and figure that out. But, and how much are you charging? You're going to charge $4,000 for you to regurgitate what an Audible will tell me for $6.99. Like that's insane. But we want this to be accessible for anybody, whether you're a brand new agent, seasoned agent, whatever. So when this 10-day challenge, I know that by the time this comes out, the 10-day challenge will be released. It's going to be something super affordable. We're talking like a few coffees. And we want it to be accessible for everyone. That's why we have the group. It's free. I have the masterminds every week. They are free. And it's just me pouring into agents.
Yeah.
And that is it. And so again, leading with value, not being money centric. And I wish that all people operated their businesses like that, because once you get greedy, I mean, people will see right through that eventually.
Yep.
And it's not long sustaining.
No.
So for those of you who overcharge your real estate agents for your training, good luck to your sustainability. It makes me so mad. So anyway, do you want to leave the podcast with that being my last
Yeah,
thing?
well, I think that's great, because it's like, good luck to people who want to create that
Price
line
gouge.
and like cut people out because of
Yeah.
price to make it the secret, you know? It's like, no, come join, come learn what you can
No,
for free.
let's be collaborative.
And yeah.
Everybody wins.
Well, let me ask you this real quick before we go. How much have you grown specifically from collaboration? Like, how much do you feel like you've learned since you've really started going all in on collaboration, real
gosh.
estate for introverts, you know?
So much. Because when I started Real Estate for Introverts, the group, for the first 4 months, I was just going in as me. And then I realized that, okay, like I think in end of December, beginning of January, I made this incredible pivot where it started with my team and then it kind of grew out from there. And I reflected on how I had run my team for the year of 2023, and I didn't necessarily like how I ran the team for 2023. And so my leadership background is in the military. That's where I've learned all of my leadership training. And I can't lead civilians the way that I lead real estate agents who are, you guys are independent contractors. You can go anywhere you want for your business. And so I'm just like, okay, I'm not the smartest person in the room, not by a long shot, and I need to dive into leadership books. And I did. I've read like 25 books so far this year. And then like the leadership books led me into marketing books and all of these other things where they're saying things that I already know, but they're putting words to my ideas.
Yep.
And then they're also teaching me things outside of that I can bring to my team. And that's what it was all about initially, is no, I want to teach my team differently and lead my team differently and empower them. And then that's kind of bleeding into other, like the agents as well. At least that's how I see it from my perspective.
I see it too. You're getting all that good material, but what I want to really push in on is the collaboration of like you teaching the agents like from within the team and Real Estate for Introverts acting as a forcing function for getting what you know and do in your head out into the world. And as you're saying it, you're like, yeah, that's what I do. Oh, and also this, and also this, and also this. And it's like,
it is crazy.
It's good that's in your head, but those relationships create a forcing function for you to like have to put it into words and have to make it digestible for other people.
That is so true.
It's true. It's just true. And so I've enjoyed watching it. I'm excited to see, what else is in there. Like, I don't even know what's in her head.
I don't know.
We'll figure it out
We'll
together.
See what happens.
Great.
Anyway, thanks for joining us this week. We hope you find us next week.
Yep.
As always, you can follow us here.
Yep.
If you like this video and like what we have to say, share it with your friends.
Yep.
Head on over to Real Estate for Introverts. We have a lot of good stuff going on in there. I really believe in this movement and this introvert revolution. So come on out, join us, and thanks for being here.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. And thank you, Marissa.
Of course.
Great.
Thanks.